Well, hey, neighbor, it's me, Angie. Come on in. This is our live neighborhood chat. Yeah, I didn't put up a I thank y'all for coming and visiting me today. I'm glad y'all were here. And I'm going to have to tell you all that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And I will have my neighborhood. Hey, hey, hey! It's time for our neighborhood chat. Oh, CJ, I got my package and I love my shirt. It's awesome. Love it, love it, love it. It was a big surprise, which I love the design. Tim did great on the design. It was great. Oh, and last night when I won that purse on your channel, actually when you showed that purse before you drew the winners, I said in my mind, "Oh, I'd like to have that purse." The very one that I wanted. It was the strangest thing. And when I said, "Oh, that's just the one I wanted," and you went, "That's you're so funny." It actually was the one that I was wanting. It was weird. But I love the shirt. Love it, love it, love it. I'm glad you got the rest of your birthday gift. Hey, Christina, how are you doing? Welcome in. Hey, Claudette, how are you? So good to see you. We were just talking about CJ's sale, live sale last night. The night before the last sale that he had, I won $30 credit. I could, purchase something for $30. Well, last night he had a $30 and below sale, which was awesome. I mean, he had some amazing stuff, which he always does, but he was selling it at really low prices last night. So I purchased a beautiful ring. Oh, it was just gorgeous. And at the end of the show, he always draws, well, not at the end of every show. On the weekends, he'll do maybe a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then he won't draw the giveaways until Sunday night. Well, last night he drew the giveaways last night. So as he was drawing the giveaways, he gave away a pair of earrings and three purses. And one of the purses, when it came up, I was like, "Ooh, I hope I win that." And everybody had already chosen, because as your name is called, you can choose what you want if you're there, if you're still there. If you're not still there, you're going to win something, but everybody else gets to choose first. Well, everybody was there last night and chose their gift, and he drew my name last. So I got the last thing that was given out, which is what I wanted. It was this really nice purse. But anyway, I won it, and it was just, y'all are missing out if y'all don't go over to the Costume Jewelers sales. It's just so much fun. It's called the Hen Den, which a lot of you probably already know that. And it's just a lot of fun. Which he comes on late at night, and some of you may be asleep or whatever, but sometimes I just fall asleep during the sale, and then I'll wake back up and catch back up with everything. But he doesn't mind. He'll tell you, oh, go get some rest. But last night, you didn't need to rest because it was a lot of sales going on. But that's my brother from another mother that I love very much, that I will be seeing in May. And we'll meet up. He and his friend Betty are coming through from Florida through Mississippi to Texas to where he's originally from. And they're going to be stopping in Vicksburg. And James and I are going to go there and meet them. I can't wait to meet Betty. I know I'll love her because if CJ loves her, I know I will. He's so funny. You too, CJ. Love you. Hey, Jennifer. How are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Y'all, this hair is going every which way but loose. Yes, you have wonderful, wonderful sales. Christina, I saw your garden. I watched that video. I'm loving it. Loving your garden, Christina. Oh, it's so good to watch people have their garden and work in their garden, which I'm so glad that James and I have a garden this year. We have not had a garden for 2 years. So I'm looking forward to, which I'm going to go do a video after I get through here on my live. He is putting up, which he calls it panels. But what it actually is for the cucumbers and the tomatoes and all that to grow up on, instead of just being all over the ground. He calls it panels. So y'all that garden may call it something else. I don't know. But we even have blooms on our pepper plants already. Already blooms on our pepper plant. I am so glad y'all coming in to visit. Yeah, no sale until May the 11th, which that's Mother's Day. May the 11th is Mother's Day, in case y'all didn't know that. See you soon. Hey, Purple. Purple, I sure hope you are doing better. I've been thinking about you. You know I love you, and I've been thinking about you. Oh, always, always. CJ, always. The rain has been wonderful. I can't wait to see what CC seeds do. When I plant, I know. I thought that was such a cute idea. I don't know if y'all have went over to watch Christina's video. She received a card from CC's channel, which does gardening. And what she did was she sent her a card, and inside the card was these little packets of seed that she had taped inside the card, which I thought was a great idea. If y'all hadn't seen that video or hadn't been over there to Christina's channel, go over there and check it out. Which that's not the only thing she does. She does now. She does walks and talks. She can walk and talk at the same time. Oh, I'm so glad, Purple. I'm so happy. I know. Okay, I will tell y'all this. The higher ups, that's all I'm going to say, they don't want us to share seeds. They don't want us to plant our own gardens. They want to make it where they provide everything for us. So James and I put seed in the freezer to have each year because of that very reason. Now, you can believe that or not, but I honestly believe that. I can't wait to our tomatoes, which we are going to go to a place that has large amounts of tomatoes. It's a place called Rutledge Farm that is not far from our house, and they have lots of tomatoes. And we just purchased a new uh, juicer to be able to make tomato juice because we love tomato juice. I used to could drink tomato juice, just straight tomato juice. I don't know if I can still do that or not. But we use it for soup, tomato gravy, a lot of different things. We use the fresh tomato juice for a lot of different things. My grandmother used to make fresh tomato juice every summer. Every summer. Yes, that is exactly right, Christina. I'm going to feel so good when James and I are cooking something and I go out, I look at him and say, oh, go out to the garden and get a tomato or a cucumber or a squash. It's just something about growing your own vegetables that is so satisfying, really. Exactly, Claudette. Exactly. Exactly. Amen on that. So, I have been a day ahead of myself all week. Like yesterday, I thought it was Wednesday. And of course, today I thought it was Thursday. And it's just Wednesday. I don't know why I'm a day ahead of myself. I don't know why. But I am. James goes back to work days tomorrow. He cut the grass. He cut our neighbor's grass. He's trying to get all of his little chores done. But he wouldn't have it any other way. Uh, Working in the garden. We went out yesterday and I looked at the garden, but I didn't do a video because I wanted to wait till he put his panels, the things he's going to put up. Uh, but he's going to be working 7 straight days, which I don't mind the day shift. Y'all know that. I've talked about that enough. I don't mind the days. It's the nights that just about drive me insane. The nights when he works nights. Um, but we're not expecting rain until tomorrow. I cooked cabbage and collard greens I grew and been eating them for dinner those past 2 nights. Oh, yes. Ooh, that sounds so good. I love cabbage. Now, I'm a cabbage girl. And James actually planted some broccoli this year, which we normally do not do. We normally do not plant broccoli, but we were just trying it out. And also, we planted pole beans, which is those purple. Oh my gosh, what are they called? Purple beans. Actually, they're purple, and then when you cook them, they turn green. We call them pole beans, but they look like string beans. He planted some of those, squash, cucumbers, tomatoes, banana peppers, bell peppers, eggplant, butter beans, which he normally does not plant. Actually, he never plants beans, but he did this year. Uh, so we'll see how that works out. But I love cabbage and collard greens. Oh my gosh, and mustard. Oh, girl, that's me. That's the life. Hey, cruising koozies, welcome in. You gals are so lucky you get to grow and plant so early. We have to wait, but we've started our seeds in the house in a tent with oh, y'all, Claudette sent me pictures of former gardens that she and Paul had, Paul being her husband. And they Paul and James would hit it off like majorly good because they seem like the same person. But I mean, it's like Paul and Claudette are me and James, but James and I are in the United States, and Paul and Claudette are in Canada. It's like we're the same couple, but in different countries. That we would be living the same life, like he does. Her husband has a green thumb, just like James. And the pictures that she sent me, you can tell he really, 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 really enjoys gardening like James does. James loves it. James loves to garden. I don't mind it, and I don't mind him bringing it in and me putting it up, putting it in the freezer, uh, you know, cleaning it. I don't mind all that. It's just I don't really like working it. Planting it, I don't mind planting it. I just don't like working it. Uh, I don't know. Some people have it. I guess because I had never been able to keep anything alive. Uh, but I really hadn't really. Now that I think about it, I hadn't really gave it much time because once I unalived enough plants, it was like, okay, I'm not trying another one, which I probably should have kept trying and trying. I know you. I love the pictures. I love the pictures. I know, Claudette. I know. All I can do is ride my wheelchair up and down the in the yard, filming and talking. And I mean, he can put the vegetables in my lap, and I can bring them to the house. But I mean, as far as me doing anything in the garden, I can't do that anymore. I didn't think I'd like it, but I love it. It's relaxing. Yeah, that's what James says. James said it's very therapeutic. Very therapeutic. Like, I don't know. I guess it was like when I used to cut the grass. I could get on the lawnmower and cut the grass, and it was like nobody was hollering my name. Nobody was asking me a question. This is when we had younger children. Nobody was, I wasn't in demand. I was just having a few moments to myself. I guess that's why I like to cut grass, which back then I liked to tan and I could, get some sun. But a medicine makes my mouth dry. All those varieties of tomatoes we have is unreal. Some of the seeds are from Italy that Paul ordered. Oh wow. Oh Claudette, that's oh man, I would love to have tomatoes from Italy. It's relaxing. Paul has a greener thumb than I, but I used to do lots of the gardening. You can tell in the pictures, Claudette, that he is just loving it. Loving it. And I don't know how many of you watched that video that James did. I was in the house and I said, go out and I need a video for YouTube, which he loves to do videos. I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but he really does like to do videos. I said, go out and make a video of the garden and I want to post it. And he loves it. He loves to make videos, which I've always wanted he and I to do more videos together, which I wish we would do a cooking video again because I used to love to do cooking videos with him. And that's why I try to go live when he and I go to like Matt's and Haley's, which today is Haley's birthday. My daughter in law turned 34 today. She and Matt are the same age now. He turned 34 in December. She turned 34 today. And it's so weird because I will turn 58 in May. James is still 58, and then he'll turn 59 in July. So we are 10 months apart, and Haley and Matt are 4 months apart. So it's just kind of weird. But I love tomatoes, but they aren't kind to me. Oh, I understand that. I can't I can't do too many, Christina. I can't do too many tomatoes, which I used to just absolutely just wash tomatoes and cut tomatoes up and just put salt and pepper on them and just eat them, fresh tomatoes. But I won't eat tomatoes during the winter months. I will not eat tomatoes because I do not like the ones that come out of the grocery store, which to me is not tomatoes. They're just like, I don't know what they are, but they're not tomatoes. Now I will eat the little cherry tomatoes or something like that during the winter. I even got a 2 pound bag at a garage sale last summer, and I got the whole bag for $2. So many awesome seeds. Oh my goodness, that was a deal, Claudette. People were selling the seed for $2. Wow. Same here, Christina. I can eat cooked tomatoes, but to eat them raw and whole, it don't agree with me at all. James is a natural in videos. He explains the garden in a way that makes it seem easy to do. He's a mess. Yes, James is real good in the videos. He's a natural. All right, Claudette. Hey, Ella. Ella, Ella, Ella. Ella, Ella, Ella. Okay, we all know Ella. She will be going to Victoria's. Can y'all imagine the videos that are about to hit YouTube with Ella going to Victoria's? Can y'all just imagine? Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. I cannot wait to see the videos. Oh yeah, $2 for a bag of seed. Yes. Now Ella and I won't have our show on my channel this Sunday. It will be the 11th. It'll be on the 11th. We'll have our keeping it real because she's going to Victoria's this weekend. I know they're going to have a blast. So Ella, and I'm throwing her business out there, but I think she's told this. I think she has. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she has. You can scold me later, Ella, but I think you've shared this already. But Ella wants to be moving closer to Victoria and Nikki, which I think is a wonderful idea. For her to be around, people that she knows, because Ella needs to be around someone that if something happens, that they can be with her. She needs that. And so they're going to be looking for a place for Ella to excuse me, my medicine makes my mouth so dry. For Ella to move into, but it can't be upstairs. It has to be a downstairs apartment. So I'm hoping and praying that they find something this time that Ella goes to visit. It'd be great if they found it like the first try. And they really need to, I don't know when Ella's lease is up, and it's none of my business. But she really probably needs to get moved before winter. But I don't know if Florida really has a winter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they do. So I don't know if that would really matter like it would in other states. In other states, you don't really want to move in the wintertime because you got snow on the ground and all that. No. There's my Pam. My beautiful friend Pam. Welcome in, honey bunny. There's Nana, my other beautiful friend. Just love Nana. Ella said, I pray we do. Up in August. Yeah, I hope that would be great if you could find one before August and just get moved. Just say, Bye. It's been fun. On to bigger and better things. Yeah, I think yeah, grab you a snack, Pam. Come on in. Y'all, I am making a strawberry shortcake this afternoon, later on, with some fresh Louisiana strawberries that someone gave James. And he come in with them last night. So what happened was a friend of his called and said, "Man, what are you doing?" And James said, "Nothing. Miss Angie and I are just sitting around talking. What's wrong?" He said, "I've got a water leak, and I have already used 70,000 gallons of water has left my house." He said, "I cannot find the leak. I don't know where it's coming from." James said, "I'm coming. I'm coming." So he jumps up. He said, "I'll be back in a little while. I got to go help Jason," which that's his friend. So he goes over to Jason's house. They look and look and look and look and look, which it was already getting dark when James left, and they're looking for this water leak. Okay. So James comes in later on, and of course, he has the strawberries. He says, "We cannot find the leak. We have looked everywhere for that leak. We cannot find it." I said, "Well, did he cut his water off? I mean, cut it off and then let it not have water, let him not have water overnight." And because he said he had a plumber coming this morning. Lo and behold, when the plumber got there this morning, he had some work done on this house because he's building another house that they're about to move into because he's going to sell the house they're in. They had done something when they fixed whatever they were there to fix and caused a water leak, and water was going everywhere. Everywhere. It was crazy. And if y'all know anything about water, because we've had our hot water heater to mess up and leak into our house years ago, and we've had insurance come out and floor ripped up and all. That is the worst thing you can have is standing water in your home. It is bad. So anyway, I'm making a strawberry shortcake this afternoon. Um, I wanted to tell y'all something about last week's. I'm snacking on white cheddar cheese with dried cranberries. I love cranberries. Love cranberries. Cranberry juice, cranberries, dried cranberries. I love it. Hey, Judy May, how are you, my beautiful sister? Now Judy May, she does these crazy lady taste tests. She mixes a lot of things together and tries them, and I mean, hands down, she wins because I don't have a palate like she does. I mean, I do not. There's just some things that I'm not going to try, and especially together. But she does those videos, and they are so funny. Y'all gonna have to go over there and watch those. Those are the neatest videos. Yeah, Nana, a water leak. I have to tell y'all something about last week's uh neighborhood chat in just a minute. Everybody's talking, welcoming everybody in. Oh, and Judy May has a beautiful, beautiful dog, Jax. He's amazing. Which I think now she has a couple of cats. And I don't want to begin to tell you their names because I really don't know their names. I know she said them in her videos, but I'm so in love with Jax, I don't pay attention to the cat names. I know that I love animals, but I'm not a cat person. I'm more of a dog person. So anyway, last week when we had our chat, if you were here, which I have to tell y'all, I have the most amazing chat that comes in my channel. Y'all are just so wonderful, and y'all cannot imagine the joy and the comfort y'all bring me on a daily basis, because y'all have to understand I'm here a lot by myself. And though I communicate with my family other than just James and my children, I don't really see anybody a lot. But anyway, last week when the boy cat is Chips and the girls is Gemma. Oh, nice name. Yes, Jackson is the apple of my eye. They all got their names from the series Sons of Anarchy. Oh, gotcha. Um, so we got in a discussion, of like the spiritual realm and all that. And I was so happy that the conversation in the chat didn't go off the rails. I mean, nobody was rude. Nobody said anything bad. Nobody was ugly to anybody else. I mean, it all just was smooth talk. And that's the way it should be. We all should be able to have discussions about things without just going off the rails and getting angry at each other, because it's no sense in that. I mean, we're all different. We all have different opinions. We all think differently. So when we went through that chat last week, and I was like, I cannot believe my chat's going in this direction, but I let it go. I was like, okay, we're going to see how far we can take it. And we took it pretty deep into that conversation without all this mess. It was not messy at all. It was really a good conversation. If you were here, you know what I'm talking about. If you weren't, you missed a good conversation, because the chat was putting in things, and I was saying things, and it was just really all working together, which I thought turned out to be a really nice chat about the hereafter. You know, oh yeah, I thought it was a good chat too, Nana. I really did. Oh, definitely, Christina. When you can talk to somebody that's mature and they can agree to disagree, it is amazing what you can really learn and really accept people more easily, even if they disagree with you, if you would just handle it in a mature way instead of just going off the rails. But it was like we were talking last week about being a right fighter. Some people they don't care who they destroy, what relationships they destroy. They just want to be right. And I learned years ago that I would rather be happy than to try to prove my case, because sometimes you can prove that you're right and they're still not going to care. You know, Life with triplets. Hello, welcome in. I saw where you commented on my video. I was so happy to see you. I am doing great, great, great. So I went, and after the live last week, I which James and I always discuss biblical things and spiritual things, and we get into really deep discussions. about it. So I had to tell him, I said, you are not going to believe what the chat when it and our conversation was today. And you could tell it was like he was waiting for me to say, okay, who did you have to kick out or time out or block or whatever? How many people come in? You could tell he had that look on his face. I was like, no, it was actually a really good conversation. And I was telling him what we were discussing. Of course, we went deeper into the discussion after, he and I started talking about it. But he believes the same way I do. You should be able to have thoughts of your own. Hey, Desert Rose, how are you? Welcome in. So I told James, I said, I might start doing little short videos on little tips of stuff that people might not know about my belief, But I think people that were in here last week were mostly have the same belief I do, being that's the Christian belief. So I think that's what kind of made it easier. But I do not judge anybody for their belief. That's what I was saying last week. It's not for me to judge you on that. We all live and die by the choices we make, you know, though I really have a desire that everyone have the same belief I do. I don't judge them if they don't, and I don't think less of them if they don't, and I don't love them any less, and I don't dislike them any less, like or dislike them any less. It's always walking on eggshells, usually when talking politics, religion, death, Christianity usually goes sideways, but not at all. I know. Angie, I just emailed you the info on that machine. I told thank you, Pam. Thank you. I will look at that. Yeah, when you start talking about politics, religion, people are firm believers in their belief. And it's hard to have a conversation when someone don't cope, don't cop an attitude. Yeah, I mean, I'm firm in my belief, but I respect you for yours. And I'm not going to try to convince you to believe like I do. And I don't want you to try to convince me to believe like you do. I just want us to find common ground if we can. If we can't find common ground, then we're going to look at each other and say, we're going to agree to disagree, and I still love you. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. And even if you get mad at me, that doesn't mean I'm mad at you. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand about my personality. People can be mad at me all day long, and they can not speak to me, and they cannot, they may say something ugly about me, but they don't understand. Just because they're mad at me doesn't mean I have to be mad at them. It just doesn't work like that with me. I mean, you're standing over there stomping like a little child, all mad and angry, and I'm sitting over here going, but I still love you. But I still love you. It's okay. Have your moment, do what you need to do, and it's fine. Just, but I'm not going to sit and watch it. You're going to have to go in another room, and when you get better, you can come back out. But I'm not going to be mad at you. People that are mad at you want you to be mad at them so they can justify being mad at you. That's just the way human nature is. It's just that way. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't always been this way. It took me a lot of years to get to this point. Where if they believe they were all entitled to our own opinions, but some people are not adult enough to comprehend that. I know I don't get that. Exactly. I have open mind and don't judge. I believe what I believe, and if you can't be an adult about it, I move on. Exactly. And I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I mean, I'm really not. I mean, you may lose 10 hours, 10 days, of sleep, but if I lose sleep, it won't be because of that. I mean, it won't be. I brought the cocktails. Oh, bring them on in. Bring them on in. Yes. Thank you, Desert Storm. I feel the same way you do. I respect people with their beliefs, but I'm not going to get mad at them. That's for sure. Life's too short. Yes. Oh, yes, Ellen. You're thinking, haha. Yeah, come on in. Auntie Mama, welcome in. How are you doing? Good to have you. Come on in here, girl. Auntie Mama, of course, comes on bright and early. So if you're not up early, I'm talking about early, you're going to miss her. But she goes live other times of the day too. But her main time is in the morning. I have to tell y'all something that happened uh in an auction I was in today. If you ask me what I believe, I'll tell you. I'm so firm in my belief that you can't sway me. We may not agree, but I will respect you in whatever you. But right, see, I'm very well grounded. I will listen to what you have to say, and I'll keep an open mind. But I'm well grounded, and I'm thankful for that. And that's not in a bragging way. It's just in a thankful way. Oh, thank you. I'm enjoying my bird feeder that's on the windowsill. Y'all don't know. My grandbabies are loving it. Plus, I'm loving it. I think James is really enjoying it too. I can sit there for and get mesmerized. This morning it was four female cardinals, and I didn't get to uh my camera in time to get them all together. I thought it was just one female that was coming up and feeding. But this morning, all four of them were at the bird feeder, and I'm waiting to get that video. And then I've only seen one male, which of course you know how that goes. Usually it's just one male, like it is with the hummingbirds. You see all these hummingbirds, and then the one with the red around the neck, that's the male. And you normally only see one a male. That's the only thing. I only see one with my group of hummingbirds. And oh, let me share this with y'all. My neighbor over here that's moved out, Miss Pat passed away, the lady next door. They had to move out. And she passed away a few months ago. But in the backyard, they had that swing and they had that little arch thing that was that the swing was on. Well, their son came over to talk to us yesterday while we were out in the garden, and he gave that little arch, that wooden arch thing to me and James, and we're gonna get it and put it in the yard and hang hummingbird feeders on. I had just told James the other day, I said, I wonder what Miss Pat and Mr. Bob are gonna do with that wooden thing, that arch thing that's in the back, because they're about to sell the house. And I told his son, I said, please don't sell that house to somebody that won't be a good neighbor. Please sell it to somebody that'll be a good neighbor. Which I always pray when somebody moves out of the neighborhood that the Lord would bring in uh, a good neighbor, because it only takes one bad neighbor to mess up the whole neighborhood. So they're about to put the house on the market. And anyway, James and them are going to go over there and get that arch thing for me to put uh, hummingbird feeders underneath it. Oh, birds. I love to watch birds. I knew I was getting up in age when I could sit on my front porch. This is when I could go out and get in the rocking chairs and just sit and rock. When I would just go out there with a book, I mean, like a real book that you can hold and read. And that's the way I like to read a book, like have the actual book in my hand and just watch the birds and read. And I knew I was getting old. This morning I had a very beautiful yellow finch. So pretty. Don't get video. Didn't get video either. I hope you can capture that soon, Nana. Hey, Leon. How are you doing? So good to see you. I hope you're keeping well. Yeah, I'm hoping that we will have several hummingbirds because last year there was like 20 or 25 hummingbirds coming to. I only had 3 feeders, and there would be like 20 hummingbirds at one feeder. They would just be attacking that feeder like crazy. There's my cousin Lynn. Guess where Lynn is, everyone? She sent me this picture last night that said, guess where I am? That woman is in Las Vegas. Her husband, Lance, had something to do with work or something. They went to Las Vegas. I said, honey bunny, have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Good to see you, Lynn. You be safe. Hey, Miss Mau Mau. How are you? Yeah, Leon, there's a lot of gardening going on. I don't know if you watched the videos, but James and I have a garden this year. After 2 years, we haven't had one. So we actually have a garden. You have a wonderful day, cruising koozies. Okay, so let me tell you what happened in an auction I was in today. Oh, man. Vegas, baby. Love it there. I'm pretty sure this is Lynn's first time to go to Vegas. Now, she's been a lot of places, I think. I'm fine, thanks. The sun is shining. Birds are singing. Yes. Yes, yes. Hard hand dyeing paper. So gotta go do another batch. Have a great bye, Pam. Love you. Thank you for the email. Okay. Oh, it is your first time? I thought so. Take lots of pictures and put some money in a slot machine. Who knows? You could hit big, and then you would have to give me what 10% to hold all the secrets you've ever shared with me. That would probably cover it. No, I'm just joking. Um, so I was in an auction today. Okay, what I have to tell y'all is this. You'll never figure out what auction it was because I've probably been in 5 different auctions today. So it's no need for me to tell you what auction I was in. That's not even relevant to what I'm about to share with you. I'm just trying to make a point. So I'm in this auction and oh, put some sunscreen on, Leon. Yeah, Claudette, myself, Nana, a lot of us kind of traveling the same highway, and we should all get in the same car and just ride together to the different auctions. But we meet up at the auctions, and so, but this particular auction, I don't think these ladies that normally go with me was in yet. And this is just how things can happen. So this person put something up to be bid on, and they did like a buy it now, like put in it. Well, whoever puts in the first price gets it because it's a buy it now. Nobody's bidding against the person, and there were several people that put in that amount of money. And the person that was selling the item said, uh, let's open it up for bid since there's more than one person that wants the item. Which, in the person's defense that got upset, they did actually tell you to put a letter in, a letter to claim the buy it now. Y'all just follow me. I'm getting to a point. So the person that had already said they wanted it got upset because the person opened it up for bids. And once the person that was selling it didn't realize that the person got upset. I'm pretty sure this person would have stopped it right there and said, okay, no, we're not going to open it up for bid. We're just going to sell it as a buy it now. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that's the way it would have happened. But anyway, they opened it, they bid on it. The person that originally had put in the bid for a buy it now was not happy at all. It kept saying something in the chat about, I actually won the item, but go ahead and do it the way you want to do it. Just kept making remarks about it. Now you have to understand this is a $5 item. It wasn't like something that I'm sure people couldn't live without. I mean, we're talking $5. And so it just went on, and people started saying, the person that was selling apologized. The person ended up with the item anyway, the one that had originally bought it. And I was just thinking, all this over a $5 item, all this controversy, all this talk and blame and getting upset and it just hurt my heart because I was like, and I did put in the chat, I said, life is too short. Please do not argue, or please do not I just put something in there because there are things in my home right now that I need to get rid of because I know my children are not going to want them when something happens to James and myself. So, I mean, I purchase things in an auction now because I want to enjoy them for a little while, and then I'll probably either give them away or sell them in a rummage sale or something. But that stuff like that that bothers me when stuff like that happens. When people get upset like that at little things. And to me, I have been in auctions where I have actually bid on something and someone would get upset or something, and I would give it to them. I mean, nothing that I need is material. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that is going to make me who I am is going to be material things. You know, yeah, that's what I said. I said, look, life is too short for that. Hey, Mr. Doggity Dog. So anyway, I thought of a couple of things I wanted to share with y'all. I'm gonna see if it's safe this week like it was last week. But The lady that cleans my house came this Monday. She usually comes on Tuesday, but she needed to come Monday. And she and I started talking about my YouTube channel, and I told her about the chat we had last week. And her husband is a deacon of the church, and they go to church, you know. So she and I started talking about different things in the Bible. And I said, a lot of people do not know little things about the Bible that are just like little things that you would never think of, like, and she was like, "What are you talking about?" And it's too short. People live in the moment and deal with the right thing to do. The seller was wrong to even change it to the auction after. Yeah. And she did. And this person said, "Oh, please, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Don't get upset." I mean, she did apologize. So, I mean, and she's a great person. But anyway, she said, "What are you talking about? Little things in the Bible that people don't pay attention to?" And I said, "I don't know if it's not that they don't pay attention to it. I don't think they ever really think about it." She said, "Okay, well, give me an example of what you're talking about. Like what?" I said, "Well, in the Bible where it says, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of the needle than for a rich man to get to heaven." I think that's in Luke, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, people normally think an eye of a needle is like when you're sewing, like pull a piece of thread through the eye of the needle. That's what goes through your mind. That's what went through my mind for years, that scripture meant was, okay, that's the example. It would be hard for a camel, but why did he use a camel for it to go through the eye of a sewing needle? This is what I'm saying in my mind. But I mean, I'm like, okay, if he wanted to use that as a parable or whatever, I mean, I'm good with it. But actually, the eye of the needle is a gate in Jerusalem, I think, where camels go through, and it's very difficult for them to go through. It's called the eye of the needle. Camels actually have to get down on all fours to scoot through this thing that's like an arch that looks like the eye of a needle. It's not an actual needle. And she said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, that's not talking about an eye of a needle. It's talking about a place over in Jerusalem. I'm pretty sure it's Jerusalem, where camels go through this thing called the eye of the needle, and it's very hard for camels to scoot through." She's like, "No way." I was like, "Yeah." She said, "I had no idea." I said, "See, you hadn't never really thought about it." And drama and nonsense is this your biggest problem? A misunderstanding and a live auction. Then you probably should go count your blessings. Yes. So a lot of people, I say a lot, but several people, they do not know that little trivia, you know. And she said, "Wow, that I learned something today that I did not know." Which I'm always the type of person, if I can learn something new every day, um, I know now. I know for years and years until I learned the difference. I had to be an adult. It's probably in my 30s or so when I learned that. And hello, bird on a wire. And if you're acting the fool to draw attention to yourself because you need a friend, try telling folks life is beating you up, and many will run to your side and help you smile. Yes. So another thing I was thinking about too, that a lot of people that, hey Pamela, how are you doing? Y'all, this hair, I am not getting over this hair. It is running away like crazy. But another thing too that people may not have thought about is like when Noah was building the ark and he kept telling people, "Oh, this big flood's coming. Uh y'all better get ready." You know, he was warning the people about the big flood. And James was just mesmerized by this after when we first got married and I told him this. Oh, it never rained before the flood came. They really didn't know what rain was. The earth just replenished itself from the ground up. It never rained. So here he is trying to convince people that this big, huge gush of water is coming to destroy the earth, and they've never even seen rain. And James was like, "What?" I said, "No, James, it never rained on the earth until after the flood, after Noah." He was like, "No way." I said, "Yes. Why do you think it was so hard for people to believe that a flood was coming?" I mean, this is just some things that people never think about. Oh, I stepped away for a second. I had to warm myself up. Oh, bring that coffee, girl. So the ground just automatically uh, watered itself. So when Noah was trying to convince everybody that there was this big, huge uh, flood coming, they couldn't comprehend that because they had never seen rain. They had never seen water come down from the sky, you know. So little things like that that people who have the same faith that I do don't think about. They don't think that it probably never rained or things like that. And there's so many of those little things like that, like those two things I just shared with you that are in the Bible that people don't even let themselves go outside a box because once they hear the story, they just keep themselves in that box and they don't ever step outside the box. That's why you should never keep your mindset in a box. You should think outside the box, you know. But I thought it was very interesting when she looked at me about the eye of the needle and she said, "What? What are you talking about?" But I love to give out information like that because when I received the information, I was just thrilled to learn it. You know, when I found out what that meant, I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" And then there's this light bulb that goes off that goes, "That makes sense. That makes sense." Yes, and see another thing before the flood, they didn't eat meat. They only ate fruit and things like that. They didn't eat meat. Well, when the ark landed, God said, "You can you can eat animals. That you can eat meat." He allowed that to happen after the ark landed, and a lot of people don't realize that they only ate fruits and vegetables, and that's probably why they were so healthy, and that probably began the demise of generations to get weaker and weaker once he allowed us to eat meat. That's probably the process of us getting weaker and weaker as generations went on. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful here, but it's supposed to start raining tomorrow. It's supposed to start raining. 70% chance of rain tomorrow. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Desert Rose, that's true. Yes, and we had thunderstorms and lightning, and it poured down all evening. That's the way it was for us. What's today? Wednesday. That's the way it was for us last week. We just kept getting really bad thunder. I mean, it wouldn't just rain. Some days it just rains, and you just have this rain. I'm talking about every day was a thunderstorm, like really bad. Angie, you should do a Bible study. You know your stuff. Well, thank you, Nana. I know a few things. It's Ellen. I thought it was Ellen, but I didn't want to say that and be wrong. Okay, I'm gonna share one more thing with y'all, and then we're gonna get to another subject. Another fact. This is the last fact that I'm gonna share with y'all. Okay, so y'all remember Cain and Abel? That's Adam and Eve's sons, Cain and Abel. All right, Cain unalived Abel, right? All right, that's a sad story in the Bible. So in there it says God banished uh Cain, sent him away. Okay, stop. And y'all just really think about this. I think he sent him to the land of Nod or Enoch or somewhere. I don't quote me on that. It said that Cain married. Okay, so if Adam and Eve were the only two people on earth, where did these people come from that Cain got banished to and he got married? Now let your mind go there for a few minutes and think about that. And that's all I'm going to say because there's more to that story. But just think about he got sent away and then he goes to a place and he gets married. So there you go. Think on that. Chew on that for a while. Yes, Jenny Mae, yes. I tried to think the other day, you got in trouble? Oh, I could tell you, I could answer all about your thoughts of why that happened the way it did, but um yes, nod. Yeah. And he got married. So if Adam and Eve was uh the first man and woman, how did where did these people come from? But anyway, uh I thought about doing a little short video on did you know, and do a little short video and do little comments like that, like give a little point of like I just given y'all and food for thought. I thought about doing that, but I don't know yet. Uh I asked where did he find a wife if there were no other people on the planet. It was about 8. The priest was not pleased, told me to just believe. Huh, okay, no, yeah, yeah. They had more children, but Cain was banished into Nod, which it talks about there were people there already people, and I'll just say this. Adam and Eve were the first two people that God made in his image. Okay? I'll just say that. They were the only two people. And they were in paradise. And I'll just leave it with that. Hey, Susie, how are you? Welcome in. You have to have an open mind when you, whatever belief you have, whether it be Christianity or whatever your belief is, you have to have an open mind to that. You can't just take everything for face value. You have to have an open mind that there's more to the story, just like James and I were talking about this. My children did not know James and myself before they were born. But James and I had a life, and we lived, and things happened, and we share stories. But my children cannot comprehend a time of seeing James and I having a life without them, but we did. So we can tell them stories. Okay? Just like God tells us stories of things that's happened before we came along. Just because we wasn't here doesn't mean it didn't happen. And when James and I tell a story to our children, just because they were not here when it happened, doesn't mean it didn't happen. It happened. Thank you, Nana. I've always been intrigued and inquisitive and curious about most everything that I study about. You know, I've always wanted to know more about like the moon and the stars and the planets. If I go into that study, I want to know more about, hey, how does this go? It's crazy when you think of life with all have lived and what was before us and what we will be. I'd love to come back in 100 years to see what it's like. I know. Can you imagine when my grandbabies get my age? I mean, right now, if my grandmother was alive and James's grandmother, for instance, and they could see the things that has developed since they were young, they would just be for my grandmother to know that she could go on an auction on YouTube and buy material for a quilt or any or things like that. She would just be so happy. She could not comprehend it. And the other day I come across The Price is Right that was filmed back in the 70s. You know how they'll show old game shows that came on years ago? And I watched a couple of episodes of The Price is Right that was filmed back in like 1974, 75. And you know, when somebody would win a car, they would show the automobile and it would be like the 70s car. And I would say, James, come look at this automobile. And it would be so funny to watch The Price is Right, even back in the 80s, to watch The Price is Right, the reruns back in the 80s and see the clothes and the prices and the things they were giving away as prizes. It's laughable. It's so funny because you go, oh, I remember that. We had that. Oh my gosh, I hadn't thought about that in years. And they also do the commercials with the show. And they have the commercials where things that they were selling then are not selling now, like different types of cereals and snacks and things that we bought back in the 80s that I hadn't even thought about them not selling anymore. And they would come on with it, and I would think, they don't sell that anymore. I didn't even pay attention, to the just disappearing. But it's so fun to watch. It is fun. Bermuda Triangle has always fascinated me. I want to know where the plane ship. Now that you could stay on for days. Weeks, months. You could study that, probably even years. About that topic right there would be like you could really, really go with that topic. My grandmother thought push button umbrellas were too technical. I know, Susie. That if my grandmother could see all the technology that we have today, um, which we would still have our phone on the wall if she was still here. We'd still have a landline because she would not be able to operate the cell phone. We would still have to have the landline if she was here. The cell phone would be. Plus, she was hard of hearing, so she wouldn't be able to hear the cell phone anyway. She was born on a farm in Russia in 19. Oh wow, that's a interesting story to tell. I love to hear stories. Like I'm sure that's a interesting story that about Susie's grandmother coming from Russia, and I like to hear stories like that. Now, what I don't really care about is the sadness of stories of people that lived in other countries that got mistreated. Even here in our country, I don't want to hear stories of people that have been mistreated, which I know it's part of life and I know it happens. Okay. But it just breaks my heart to hear uh, people being mistreated and for no reason, just because the other person wanted to or felt like they were in charge or, in control. I don't like to hear stories like that. Yes, so funny that we see the stuff and the prices. Wow, old folks would have a heart attack. Yes. Yes. If my grandmother knew that bread was $4 and something a loaf, she would literally just flip out. In a way, I think the government knows but keeps it from us like they do. True, true. I think you're right, Claudette. I think you're right. I remember my mama buying groceries for our party back then, and she was upset she had spent. I know, but they still have bugles and fiddle faddle. Yes, she would have a landline too. Well, today we can only get the decorations for that Costco. Yeah, I don't have a cell phone, just a landline. Hubby has a cell phone for work. Nice. I can't wait to watch the replay. This is such a good content. Oh, thank you, Bird on a Wire. I hope people enjoy my little neighborhood chats. I have a landline really only because it's free. I retired from AT&T. Christina, if it was anything like the banking world, you are so better off getting away and being able to retire. I'm not even used to $4 bread. Eggs are, I can't see that now. Hey, little Debbie. Little Debbie has little short videos that are really the cutest videos. I just love her videos. They're uplifting. Uh, I don't know where she lives in Florida, I think, and she must live on the water, like right next to it. Like in her backyard, there must be like water, and she makes these videos that are really nice. If you hadn't been over there to see her videos, you want to go over there and check those out. Oh, and have I shared with y'all that Susie paints? She does abstract art, which is beautiful, and she does other things too. But she and Southern Finds, Yarn Again, they do every Tuesday night. They do a crafting time where you can go over to they switch up the channels. Like each week it's on a different channel. And you can go over and visit with them while they're crafting. And they don't mind if you come up on the panel and craft with them. And which I'm going to be brave enough to do that one day. Um, I think in my mind I want to learn how to crochet, but I'm really not sure. I want to, but then again, I don't know. But I may. But it's on Tuesday nights, and it was on. I went in last night, and I'm trying to think if it was on Southern Dawn's or Yards. I know it wasn't on Susie's. Hey, Shanika, how are you, honey bunny? I am grateful. Lots of my friends are still there and are sick. It's very stressful. I can't even imagine because banking, the stress of banking, like to took me out. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It was so stressful in the banking world, especially being a Christian. Now, if you are a type of person that likes to rip people off and can and go to bed at night and sleep well, and you don't have a conscience, then you banking's for you. It's for you. I don't see how anybody can be a Christian and be in the banking world. Which, what does that say about me? Because I was in the banking world for 10 years, and the whole time I'm thinking this is a joke because I'm seeing it from the inside out. And banking they always twist it around like they doing something for you. No, they're not doing anything for you. They're taking, but they're not giving you anything. You know how these banks say, open this free checking account or blah blah blah, free, free, free. No, that's not what that means. And I learned that very quickly when I started working at the bank. Oh, she lives in South Carolina. I thought it was Florida. See there, that's how rumors get started. Thank you for clearing that up, little Debbie. Is Susie leaving? I didn't see where she was leaving. Everybody's speaking. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. They make it look them doing their crafts. They make it look so fun, you know. But me, I can just see me starting to crochet and get agitated because I can't get see this hand's the hand that see that right there. That's arthritis, and I can just see me trying to work the needle and then get aggravated because I can't get my hand to do what I want it to do. Maybe I've waited too late in life to start crocheting because of me having arthritis. Because a lot of people complain about when they get older, they've had to stop knitting and crocheting and different crafts because of having arthritis in their hand. So I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'd go crazy with it. I'd probably make a few things. Um, I don't know. I might learn to do it just to say I know how to do it, whatever that's supposed to mean. Oh, it was on Teresa's yarn again. Okay. Hey, Susie, Dragonfly, how are you? Welcome in. We have discussed just about. We have went from. We hadn't quite got on food yet. We kind of have because I'm going to make a strawberry shortcake this afternoon with fresh Louisiana strawberries. I'm going to make that. We kind of got on food, but not really into food. We've been on spirituality. Uh, we've been on gardening. We talked about a lot of different things. Oh, auctions, of course. We can't have a live without talking about auctions. We talked about Ella moving, moving. She's moving. Ella, well, she's looking for a place to move. She wants to move closer to Victoria and Nikki. So time will tell. So good to see you, Susie Dragonfly. Oh yes, absolutely. I agree. Oh, Michael, I'm sorry you're not okay. Come in here and get some good vibes. Come on in. I just got to New Jersey. The grass is taller than the dogs. Oh no. James just actually cut our grass. He cut it yesterday and then he cut our neighbors the elderly lady that he always keeps her yard up. Which she came over the first time that he cut it for this season. And she came in to pay him and he was gone to check on Taylor. That's when Taylor had her little episode and had to go in the hospital. And she come in and she said, I told James if any time that he felt like he wasn't able to cut my grass anymore and keep my yard up, that he didn't have to do it anymore if he didn't want to. I said, Miss Irene, you would break his heart if you told him that he could not cut your grass anymore. I said, this man loves to do it. But I'm sure if he got to the point where he could not do it anymore, that he would let you know. She said, okay, I just don't want him to feel obligated to cut my grass. I said, he does not feel obligated. Hope you're doing well, Michael. Hey, Jane. How are you? Absolutely, Claudette. I tried claim adjusting after I retired. It's very deceptive. My conscience wouldn't let me do that. Yep, I understand that. Nora, the stock explorer, the cool kid of the block has just showed up. You know how cool kids are. They want to wait till everybody else gets to the show, gets to the party, gets to wherever, and then they want to just kind of, you know, ease on in like, I'm here. You know, uh, Nora's the cool kid of the block. She always has got the coolness going on. She's always been the cool kid of my block, my neighborhood. That's what I've always called her. Um, I always called her a kid because I never actually believed that she was the age that she said she is. And she has that good aging gene, the real good aging gene. And I picked at Ella the other day because Ella got a new pair of glasses, okay? And you all know that if when you get a new pair of glasses, if they go up a strength, it takes a little bit to get used to them, especially in trifocals. I don't know what she's in. I don't know if she's even in bifocals, but I know with trifocals, it takes a little while to get used to them. And I told her, I said, Ella, I'm so glad that you didn't have your new glasses when you and I went and had a private conversation on StreamYard, because when she told me that she wanted to talk to me on StreamYard, of course, it was a Sunday and I didn't have any makeup on. My hair was not fixed properly. I mean, it was brushed and all that, but and I just went on because I thought something was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And I didn't have any makeup on. And I said, I am so glad that you didn't have your new glasses that day, because you would have seen even worse than what you saw. Because I normally don't let, there's very few people in this world that's actually ever seen me without my makeup on, because I don't want to scare them. But now they may see, I know when I did my hospital video, you could see parts of my face, I think. But I mean, actual, like, carry on a conversation like a long time with my full face showing. That's why I won't come on YouTube a lot. When I'm watching a show and a program, they'll say, come on up, Angie, and join us, or on the panel. Uh, no, I don't have any makeup on and I'm not doing it. And I've thought about that a lot, thinking, am I vain? Is that why I'm actually doing it? Am I really vain? But it really has nothing to do with that. I have just, I don't know. I've just always wanted to have my makeup on when I went somewhere. And I don't think it's anything wrong with that. Just like I don't think it's anything wrong with people that do not wear that doesn't wear makeup, because I would love to be like that. Because Taylor doesn't wear makeup. There's a lot of people on YouTube that do not wear makeup that I just envy, because I would love to go without it, but I can't. I look so sickly. I mean, really sickly without my makeup. First of all, I'm so fair complected. Uh, Second of all, I don't, my eyes are blue, so that fades me out even more. So you can just imagine how pale I am without makeup. Get up here. Oh, let's see what's going on. I've been watching Angie and trying to be more positive. Oh, that's a good thing. Michael being more positive. Did I miss somebody coming in? I hope not. I spoke to Jane. I'm pretty sure I did. Glad you're here, Jane. Larry. Well, hello, Larry. Have you been to my channel before? Yeah, auctions are fun. I love auctions. Uh, Anybody that is has anything to do with auctions that's in this channel, they can tell you that it's me, Angie, loves auctions. They will tell you. Oh, you're driving and listening? Well, you be careful, Nora. You know I love you, girl. You got to stay safe. Hey, Lori. How are you? There's my friend. And Larry speaking. I know you are, Michael. I know you are. I know you do. You know what, Michael? We all have. We all have made mistakes. Judy May's talking to Nora. She calls her Aunt Judy May, and then Judy May's like, "That's my niece." That's the amazing thing about YouTube. Um, like Claudette, I say that Claudette's my twin, because it's like she and her husband are living in Canada, mine and James's life, and then James and I are living their life here in the United States. It's the weirdest thing, but I mean, it's just that's the way I feel about it. And we have so many things in common. It's just, and we met in an auction, I think. And I sent Claudette an email and was talking to her about something, and then that's how we became really good friends. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Susie. So glad you're here. Yes, it sure is. It sure is. It sure is. Uh, oh, yeah, I bet it is, especially if you're not healthy. I made a mistake one time and ran up my own bed. That's not uncommon, Larry. That's not uncommon. Yeah. So James has got the biggest heart of anybody you ever want to meet, but which he's gotten better over the years with his temper. It wasn't ever directed toward his family. It was just at work or if somebody did something to one of us. So Josie had this show on about people could come on and tell a story that happened in their life, a funny story. Okay. So I go on there and I tell a story about James. And I'm like, y'all don't hold it against him because he's nothing like this now. But I've got to tell y'all the story. And I told the story. And they were just like, I mean, laughing. But James can go, well, he used to. He could go from like 0 to 9,000 in a split second. I mean, he could just explode. I'm a little now. I have had a little temper in the past, but nothing. And Taylor took after her daddy, and Matt took after me. And Taylor can go from like 0 to 9,000 in a split second, but she hasn't went through the years that James and I have, and she'll calm down as she gets older. But James has really changed a lot, you know. But some of the stories I could tell y'all about James, y'all would just y'all would just be like, what? He did what? You will, Michael. You will. Yeah, being sick does not help with your being physically sick does not help with your mental self. I have to keep up on that every day because all right, just let me put it to you like this. I have to change my perception every day on focusing from the way I could feel sorry for myself and all that. And I'm not saying this is any reflection on you, Michael. I'm just saying personally to me. Uh, that I have to focus on, I have to get distracted with something else. Because if I let my mind go to everything that I suffer with or everything I have to deal with or the limitations that I have, I would go down quickly mentally. I would go down quickly. Like Matt calls me and he says, Mom, are y'all coming to Berkeley's dance recital? I'm like, of course, I promised the baby I was going to be there and I'm going to be there. Well, she only has one song that her dance group. I said, I don't care if it's a half of a song. I want to come see my baby. And he's like, okay. And he said, are y'all going to spend the night? I said, well, we probably have to because I can't make that trip in one day. It's hard for me to do in one day. He's like, okay, no problem. Which Haley, my daughter-in-law's mom and dad's going to be there. And he's done got a house big enough now that he can house all of us in. So it always bothers me because all the work that James has to do for me to be able to go somewhere. You know, he has to hook my wheelchair on the back of the Jeep, and which we're now in the process of trying to find a Jeep or a SUV that I can ride my chair up in, and he doesn't have to hook it up or anything. And I feel like it takes away from his trip because he has to pay so much attention to what's going on with me, and he worries if we go out to eat, which Matt wants to take me out to eat because that's my birthday weekend. And he said, "What kind of restaurant you want to go to?" I said, "Just make sure it's handicap accessible." And he said, "Well, most uh, restaurants in Louisiana are already handicap accessible." But James gets real nervous when we go somewhere and he doesn't know if they're handicap accessible and am I going to be able to get in and out. And then he gets really upset or thinking about, am I going to be able to get into the restroom? Is it handicap accessible? I mean, that's all the stuff you have to think about when you go out. You know, when you have someone that is bound to a wheelchair, you have to think of all these things. And bye, Susie. Love you. Oh, Larry, you're welcome here as long as we have no bullying, no drama, no uh, anything like that. We don't have any of that in here. We just have peace and joy and laughter, and it's always a good time in this chat. Oh, thank you, Michael. But you'll get there, and you'll be exactly content. And you know what? Sometimes we just have to allow ourselves to be that way, and just say, "The heck with everything else. I'm gonna just be this way, and the whole world can just, you know." I do have my moments, Michael. I do have my moments. Oh, I have plenty I've got to work on, Michael. Believe me, I have plenty, plenty, plenty. Exactly, Nana. Exactly. Hey, I'm 57 years old, fixing to be 58 in May, and I am still learning. And I am still forgiving myself, and I am still forgiving others, and I'm still learning to love people that are unlovable, and I'm still trying to accept things that I want to be different that will never be different, like me walking. You know, I'll be able to get up and stand more and walk with a walker and motivate better than I am, but I'll never walk again, and like walk like you all walk. And sometimes, and it was the most precious thing that Berkeley said to me. And kids see things and you don't really know how they see things. But she said to me, we were in a conversation and she looked at me and she said, "And Gigi, when you learn to walk, we're going to do this, this, and this." And she named out. In her mind, she thinks I've never learned how to walk. She thinks I've never walked before because she has never seen me walk. In her mind, in her little mind, that's true because she wasn't here when I was ambulatory. She don't realize that I walked. And I said, "Okay, baby, when Gigi learns to walk, we'll do this, this, and this." And I said, "And you know what, Berkeley? Gigi used to could walk." And she went and just had this big, her eyes just got red. I said, "Yeah, Gigi used to walk everywhere. I'll have to get some videos out of where I was walking so you could see me walk." And she said, "Gigi, you used to walk?" And I said, "Yes, baby, I walked." And she was just shocked. But in her little mind, it wasn't that anything was wrong with me, that I had a disability. She just thought I never had learned to walk. And she said, "When you learn to walk, Gigi," she was just serious. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes, on the mess up wheel. We love you too, Michael. We hope the best for you. Angie, I'm not sure if I ever seen you without makeup. If I have, I wouldn't have noticed. You're beautiful no matter. Oh, thank you, Nana. But it's another chance to try harder. Yes. Hi, hey Angie, it's something you're always done every morning. So why change that? True. Hey, Mama Four Boys. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Glad you are here. Hey, Josie. There's my good friend Josie that I love very much. She and I uh do a show um the second Thursday of each month, and it's called The Calm Before the Storm, and it's on Josie's channel this next month in May. And our topics are more like what we were discussing earlier about facts. Um, we don't necessarily talk about factual things in the Bible, but our she and I have the same faith. We're both Christians, so we pretty much and believe it or not, and I don't know if y'all realize this, but even Christians can disagree within their own belief. Can you imagine that? So see, people disagree in every fashion of the world. I mean, just because you would think that Josie and I have the same faith doesn't mean that we agree on everything that is within our faith. But there are the most important things we do believe the same. So glad you're here, Josie. Hey, treasure woman, how are you? Welcome in. Y'all don't forget to give me one of these. How have you been doing, Mama Four Boys? Welcome in. You did, Angie. Just made. Let me tell you something. Let me just share this with everybody. Rachel, good afternoon. It's good to see you, my friend. I hope you and your family are well. Um, don't sit in darkness. Make sure you open your blinds. Push your curtains back open. Open your front door if all possible. Don't keep yourself in with the lights off and in the dark all the time. It's not good for you. Let the light come in, and if all possible, go outside. Let the sun hit your face. Let your feet touch the ground, and I'm talking about without shoes. You know, uh, connect with the earth. Put your feet. I go out there in my wheelchair and just put my feet on the ground and just let my feet feel the earth. It's healthy. It's healthier when you surround yourself with, I don't know if it makes you a better person, but it's healthier to be around positive influences. Hey, Harry, how are you doing? Yeah, I was going to ask about her, Judy May. All right, you be safe. Have a good time at Walmart. Ha ha. That's one thing I do not miss is taking that trip to Walmart. I do not miss that at all. Caps doesn't bother me, Harry. Have a good day, Michael. Rachel, she had her treatment up at the Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. Her PET scan showed that her tumors are shrinking. Her numbers are all low. Oh, I'm glad of that. I just popped in to give a thumbs up, getting ready to have dinner. Have a great night, everyone. Love and hugs. Bye, Lori. Love you. I'm glad you popped in. That is great news. Great news. Yeah, we do have to do, because I've thought of a couple of more stories since we did you did that show, which is on Josie Cares. She did it on her. She has two channels, and she had it on her second channel. It's called Josie Cares, and we were telling stories of things, funny stories that had happened in our life. Yes, I'm praying for a complete recovery. Too. Mr. Doggity Dog. It does, Harry. It does. It changes, especially if you have a chronic illness. Like something that just stays with you and it never leaves. I used to hear people say, "I'm just tired." When I would see someone that would be in pain all the time or have a chronic illness, this before I became sick, and I would think, tired. Everybody gets tired, but it's a different tired. When you say I'm just tired, when you have a chronic illness, it's a different tired than somebody coming home from work saying they're tired, because they're going to wake up the next morning, they're going to feel rested and all that. Well, with me, I feel better at night and I don't even want to go to sleep because I know I'm going to feel so bad when I wake up. I'm going to be in so much pain. I look at James sometimes and say, I really don't want to go to sleep because I know as soon as I wake up, I'm going to be in so much pain. I mean, I already know it. And so I know that there's a difference in being tired. Being physically sick and in pain can affect how you react to others. It takes control and thoughtfulness. Yes. Thank you, Claudette. Um, we are still learning and we will be through it until, yes. See, I feel like if you put your effort in learning instead of trying to find out what's going on in someone else's life and doing this and talking about what you don't know or what you think you know, and you spend it trying to learn something, then you're going to be healthier, happier, and more content. Now, the ones that are not trying to learn something every day are the ones that's all up into everybody else's business when they don't need to be in their business. I know, Nana. She was the sweetest thing. True. That's true. Oh, she does. And Lincoln's realized that I'm mobile. That I can move, like I can go faster than everybody, and I can spin around in my wheelchair with him in my arms, and I can ride him around. And now he starts like gesturing for me to, like, let's go, Gigi, come on, let's go. Ride me around. So they love my wheelchair. And then when I try to put Berkeley and Lincoln in my lap at the same time, because they both try to get on to me, want me to hold them and get on my wheelchair. It's like, look, I'm a big woman. Y'all got to give me a minute to get y'all situated. Oh my goodness. Hi, Wendy. How are you? It's so good to see you. Oh, it's so good to have you, Wendy. Thank you for coming in. I know. I can't wait, Josie. I can't wait for that topic. That is going to be an awesome topic. Yes. See, I'm going to go, and when I get through with this live, and I'm going to go outside and ride around in my wheelchair, film the garden, because we got blooms coming up on our peppers. James has put the panels up. I'm going to get a video of that. That is rare, Christina. Oh, yeah, you do love walking. That's for sure. That's true. I don't miss them. Oh, raining cats and dogs. It rained here yesterday. Terrible thunder and lightning. The wind was really bad. 65 gusts of wind. Oh, no, don't want to get soaked. Josie, I don't think I knew you had a second channel. Can you drop the link? Yeah, it's called Josie Cares. Well, hello, Betty's World. I don't think you've ever been a part of my chat. Welcome in. Okay, Jane. Thank you for coming. Love you. Be careful. It feels weird, but I need to relax a little. Hey, you need to relax, relax. The whole world is not going to stop if you relax. And if it does, it won't be because you relaxed. Thank you, Josie. Of course, y'all all know that Josie has auctions. And we have a great time at Josie's auctions. And I don't know when Nana's coming back to do auctions. Nana, when are you coming back to do auctions again? The middle of May? Will it be after your don't you have a wedding coming up? Is it going to be after the wedding? I think that's what you said. Betty's World, good afternoon. I just become a member of yours. Looking forward to watching your videos of Jamaica. Ooh, Jamaica. Oh, I bet that's beautiful. I'm still recovering very slowly, but hopefully at the end of this journey, I'll have great news. Oh, Wendy. Ah, bless your heart. You have been through it, honey bunny. But you have handled it like a trooper, I'll tell you that. Oh, I definitely miss you. You can light up a room, girl. We miss you too, Wonder Woman. It's great to have you here. And yes, Josie, she does care. And she's a true prayer warrior and a great channel. Very honest, caring, and the most integrity I've ever met on YouTube. Josie is awesome. She is what you see is what you get, and that's the way I feel like you all in this chat is what I see is what what you see is what you get. And it's honest and you have integrity and you want things for others. You're not selfish. I think that's why I can have such a good chat in my lives is because of the people that are in here. May 10th, yes. Love Jamaica. Been there when we went on a cruise. It was one of our stops. Ooh, Nana. Ooh. Don't be shocked. My other channel is different. Oh, but it's good, Josie. Your other channel is a good channel. Nana said, not much shocks me anymore. Exactly, Nana. Josie, even though it's different, you were still honest. I love you, my friend. Yes. Josie has which we all have a story to tell, and people that say, oh, I've never had anything in my life that's worth talking about, or, but we all have a story to tell. And we all have things that we have been through that, sometimes we think we're the only person that's ever been through it, which there's nothing new under the sun. So that's not true. So even though you think you don't have anything to tell, you do. I mean, don't think that you do not matter or you don't have anything to say, because you'll be surprised at the least little thing you say could turn somebody around and change their life. And don't compare yourself to other people. Oh my goodness. I wish people would stop doing that. comparing themselves to somebody else. No, there's only one of you. Just be you. Don't try to be somebody else, or don't think you have to be like somebody else to fit in. Because when you put a puzzle together, let's just say a 500-piece puzzle, all the pieces are different, and there's only one piece that'll fit in a certain spot. You can't get another piece to fit in that spot. You have to search for that particular piece, and it fits. So why would you want that piece of the puzzle to change and them to put in two pieces that was just alike, and then you got a puzzle that's not complete? I mean, you being you completes a puzzle, So don't try to be like somebody else. Just be you. That's why I say be honest on YouTube. Don't make up stories. Don't lie. Don't pretend you're something you're not. Just be you. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. There's going to be people that do not care for you, do not like you, but who cares? I mean, why would you want everybody to like you anyway? And I mean, when I say you, I mean you as a whole. That's too big of a responsibility. Don't even consider that. No. Nana, I started a book many years ago, have 45 pages, and still have not finished. I need to finish. Yes. But I don't know if Josie feels this way about writing, but when people say they have writer's block, unless you're a writer, you really don't understand what that means. I mean, I used to have to pull over on the side of the road because it would just be coming to me that fast, like when I write a poem or something. And I was afraid I would forget about it by the time I got to my house. So I would literally pull over on the side of the road, get a pen and a little piece of paper, and just start jotting down the poem. Because it'd be just going over and over. And I think that's how people write songs. But when the block comes and you're not able to write and you try to sit down and try to make it come, it's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Oh, intriguing. Oh, wonderful, Claudette. I knew that about you. I knew that. And even if we meet people and don't fit in, it's okay because we're not all the same. Exactly. I'm a terrible writer. There you go. She said a mouthful. God did not make junk. You know what it says? Every good and perfect gift comes from above. Every good and perfect gift. And that perfect does not mean doing everything right and not making mistakes. Go look up that word perfect. It doesn't mean what we think it means. It's another one of those words that we think we know the meaning of it, but we really don't. Check it out. Check it out online, Nana. It's the best gift to receive. I wouldn't even know how to start to write. Oh, I bet you could, Nana. You could, Nana. Of course, the kids ask the questions. So, Claudette, you mean search stories worth? Yes, search stories worth, and you'll understand what it's all about. Nana, start when you were a child, and it will all come to you. Yes, and the great thing about that, and Josie knows this, which my cousin called me yesterday about the family tree. She was trying to enter stuff in the family tree. And we have stories in there in the family tree for generations to read. My disability, my daughter's disability, my finding my biological father, just different stories that people would not know years to come if we didn't put it in the family tree. But you start telling a story that in generations they can talk about. That's one reason I'm doing this right now. So my children and grandchildren and so on can see me actually talking about things and sharing things. Exactly, Harry. Yes. Yes, Christina. Yes, ma'am. I've been journaling most of my life, so I look back on that for things. Look, it is so funny to see the person I was because I've kept a journal since I was 14 years old. It's so funny to go back and read when I was young and in my 20s and my 30s, the things I wrote about, the person I was, and how I'm different now and how I think differently now and how I just think. And you hear some people say, I'm not changing for anything. I'm not changing for anybody. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to do this. No, change is good. Change, but evolve into the person that you're supposed to be because you will not regret it. Evolving into who you are is the best freeing thing you could ever do. Embrace who you are and accept your mistakes and learn from them. We all make them. Every one of us make them. Not sure I want some of the stories to be told. And I got you. Hey, Johnny, welcome in. Everybody knows Johnny. Oh, I hear you, Nana. Though my kids won't be surprised of things I've done. Oh, Betty's World, you're welcome. Thanks for coming in, Johnny. We're just talking about positivity, what you talk about on your channel. We've talked about spiritual things, food, gardening, uh, lifting each other up, all kind of stuff. Y'all make my day. Y'all have made me feel so good. It makes me forget about the pain I'm in when I get concentrated on sharing. Oh, good, Johnny. I'm glad you dropped by. Glad you dropped by. Oh, there's Anitra. There's another one of my good friends. Anitra has family not far from where I live. I can't wait till she comes to visit them, and I can go meet up with Anitra. Anitra has live chats. She auctions with Aaron Proctor. Um, she has a cute little fur baby. She's awesome. She does crafting. She does junk journaling too, Josie. She does. She's another one that does junk journaling. Yes, I'm hoping to come down there this year, probably when summer. Yeah, don't come in the summertime. You know about this Mississippi heat. You don't want to come in the summertime. That would be a big no, especially in July and August. Do not want to come in July and August. You're welcome. Well, I'm going to tell y'all something. This has been another wonderful neighborhood chat as far as I'm concerned. We have had a good conversation today. I love each and every one of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm just going to tell you, it's nothing. I'm going to continue to love you, and you can sit over there in the corner and pout and be angry with me or not like me or, I'm not whatever you like to watch on YouTube. I'm good with that. I mean, there's some people I don't like to watch on YouTube, so I'm not judging you for that. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to love you because I am. So, oh, Johnny's going to be in Louisiana in June, the week of Father's Day, and my birthday the next day. Awesome. You doing a meetup, Johnny? Did he say he was doing a meetup? Are you doing a meetup, Johnny? I think I think Robin said that she was gonna meet up with you. I'll be trying to do meetups and spend time with my dad. Oh, gotcha. Because I think Robin that comes into the auctions, Robin, that lives near me, we live about 40 minutes apart away from each other. I think she said she was going to meet up with you or try to meet up with you. You haven't been back in 6 years? Wow. You need to spend time with your dad if you hadn't been back in 6 years. Yeah, Robin Bye. Yes, thank you, Nana. I want to meet up with Dawn Southern Finds. Yarn Again is coming to visit Dawn in November. I think it's November. And I want to meet up with them because that would kill two birds with one stone, because there would be no way that I would ever get to meet Teresa and go up where she lives. I think it's New York. Is it New York? And so if she's down here with Dawn Southern Finds, look at this hair. Look at this hair. And I would be able to meet both of them at the same time. As close as Dawn and I are, we've never even met up, which we have been planning on doing that. And look at Robin and I. Robin and I need to meet. You know, we live too close not to meet up. Yeah, she's 40 minutes from me. I want to go there to see Dawn and Teresa at that time. Yeah, Nana, that would be fun. That would be fun because if you come meet up with them, then I'd be able to meet you. So that would be even more fun. But anyway, I have been on here over my time limit. I usually like to go 2 hours, but it's been so much fun. So I'm going to let you go. And remember, love each other, love yourself, and don't forget, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye, neighbor.